And he's been using his size and quickness to great effect defensively. He's in the top 20 in the league in blocks per game.
And go back to his shooting percentage just for a minute here, Steve. I mean, you think about it. What makes a guy a high percentage shooter? Well, you take the shots that you work on. You don't take bad shots. And you let the game come to you. You don't force shots.
Outside, Jones. Heinrich outside. Snell. The dish to Jones. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Drills it from outside. 5 points in the game.
Well, if they didn't look at the scoreboard, you'd think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
Yeah, I like the energy they're playing with here, Steve. I mean, a nice uptick in their second chance points.
And Jack kicks to Clark. The feed to Zeller. Lets it go from 11, and the shot is good.
Tell you what, despite that hot start from long range, they've really gotten away from the three-point shot now.
And I know that's sacrilegious to you, Steve. I mean, being a shooter and all in your pass, you figure you should be firing away from out there at all times. But the mid-range game and in-between game served me quite well. But that hasn't been the best meal ticket for them here in the second half. You got to go with what you do best.
Now here is Jack. 11 points in the game. Felix defended by Jones. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Jones. Here's Heinrich. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Bulls lead by 15. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. And Jack kicks to Zeller. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the first half. Rose goes in, and there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
That whistle got a big response from this crowd, and it is not a favorable one, let's say.
I'll tell you what, the fans can't believe that they made that call.
Here's Jones. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
Rose, we could have done some alley-ooping. No.
First half of basketball, and so far hasn't been.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
From the 2K Sports Studios, I'm Damon Bruce. They're at the break out at Quicken Loans Arena, and it's turning into a blowout, folks. Chicago with the lead against Cleveland. They've started off pretty well this season.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
No slowing him down, just some incredible numbers for Jones. 22 points now and 3 great steals. You know, as tremendous as his stats are, what I've liked most is just the effort he's put into this game.
Yeah, it's really been something, Clark. The energy that he's brought. He's worked his tail off at the offensive end, and first guy back defensively as well.
We've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So for Chicago right now, up front, Boozer and Noah. Jones is out there with Derrick Rose, and it's Dunleavy in at the 3 slot.
Guys, how about the Bulls being able to nab the 5th seed in the East last season, in large part due to how they were able to play on the road? Of course, when you play tough, solid defense like they do, it makes it easier to be competitive and string together road wins.
Jones with the screen on Irving. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And for the Bulls, defense is one of the few things in the NBA that can neutralize a home court advantage. And Steve, a big part of why they had the success they had on the road.
Yeah, they went 21-20 away from the United Center, and one of only 5 teams in the entire East who managed to stay above 500 away from home. That's a real tribute to this team and the coaching staff.
And Zeller kicks to Irving. Irving double team. Zeller with it, working on Noah. Just 4 to shoot. Outside Irving. They get the rebound.
He never gives up on a missed shot. He feels like every one is his, and that tip-in paid off for him.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. There was a lot of speculation on what the Cavs would do leading up to last summer's draft. No clear-cut number one, and they had a handful of guys to select from and even tried to shop the pick. Ultimately, they shocked everyone and took Anthony Bennett first overall. They're hopeful it works out as well as their last few number one picks, guys.
Yeah, great young player and certainly a stand-up individual. Thanks, Doris. The kick out to Rose. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Well, the shot was there for him, and he had to take it. I don't care if he didn't convert. He's got to take that every time. Anthony Bennett, 6'8", 240 out of UNLV. Incredibly explosive and athletic. A multifaceted scorer. Shot 38% from long range with the Runnin' Rebels in his one season in college, but also an excellent finisher in the paint.
Here's Jones, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Jones has got 24 points. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
I got to find something, you're right. Here's Waiters. No good on the triple. And for Bennett Clark, he's a guy who teams could slot in at either the small forward or I guess even the power forward position.
Well, you consider the wingspan, 7'1", allows him to play bigger than his height would suggest. And I've always said it's not how tall you are, it's how big do you play.
Right.
And his skill set allows him to play on the perimeter, too. These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come from close range, so I agree.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. He dishes it to Zeller. Feeds to Bennett. 6 on the shot clock. From deep. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Jones has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Their last encounter was in Chicago.
That was a pretty close game the first time they met, but the mistakes cost them. They were very careless with the ball. They're going to have to take care of it tonight.
Irving gets a screen from Bennett. Bennett setting the pick for Irving. Dang. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. And it's 9 points for Luol Deng.
And, guys, Deng has developed into a very good shooter, especially off spot-ups or maybe one-dribble pull-ups. He's got range. He's developed that out to the three-point line, but he really likes to go to that mid-range area. 1 or 2 dribbles into the paint, he'll rise up, shoot right over the top.
But you know what I like about him most, Steve? Deng is a very well-balanced player. He does a lot of good things offensively, but he's just as good at the defensive end. He's a big key to his team's tough defense.
Irving kicks to Deng. Back to Irving. A 3-ball. Can't get it to go. Now Chicago takes it the other way. You know, Clark, they could rewind and erase some of that sloppy play. I mean, they would have had the W.
Without question. I mean, you get rid of those turnovers and be a little sharper, but the turnover difference, too much to overcome.
Here's Dunleavy, averaging 9 points per contest. Another one falls for Chicago.
I like the way they've played here in the first half. Just an intelligent floor game, getting good shots.
Numbers certainly back that up. They're shooting a much better percentage.
Irving dishes to Waiters. And there's the foul on the captain. That is his first foul of the game. And the Bulls making a change here.
7
Roberts checked
rebounds.
in. Chicago on defense. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Irving attacking. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Waiters. There's the 3, and that is good.
Shouldn't have
His
left.
third basket of the night.
That was simply a defensive breakdown there, Kevin. He was all alone for that shot. It was a warm-up jumper.
Rose passes to Jones. Back to Rose. A floater. It's rebounded by Cleveland. They'll host the Denver Nuggets after this one. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
Some really good games going on. How about that Denver one? That's an interesting game.
Irving gets a screen from Thompson. Irving drives in. Waiters. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. And 11 points for Dion Waiters. The Bulls leading by 21. Jones sets the pick for Rose. Pass to Jones. Back to Rose. Rose off the pick from Jones. Rose gets the bucket. Rose has got 12 in the game.
Great move to the hoop, and I love the finger roll finish.
Cleveland's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Irving kicks to Waiters. He passes it to Thompson. Cleveland moving it around. Zeller setting the pick for Irving. Shot clock at 6. And Jones pulls it down. Jones has got 8 rebounds in this game. To the paint. Tipped. And here we go with Waiters. Running it up the court. Thompson dishes to Irving. And it's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it. And a chance here to check out the league's scoring leaders. You look at Irving, second in the league, having an excellent season. And, of course, the captain.
Well, both of these guys have been tremendous offensive producers for the entire season. They're just reliable point producers.
Jones with the screen on Irving. Kicks to Murphy. Back to Rose. Pass to Murphy. Just 5 on the clock. Jones kicks to Dunleavy. Dunleavy gets a screen from Jones. Dunleavy's shot is off.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
It looked to me as though the Cavs seemed to take a step backwards last year in their development. It wasn't that they lost any players. They just failed to take the next step in terms of competing in the Eastern Conference.
Irving attacking. Here's the tip.
I don't know if it's just me, but he's looked a step slow since the start of the quarter. His shooting has really suffered.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Bulls.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And the other thing they're doing is they're forcing turnovers and then converting those miscues into points at the other end.
Dellavedova, defended by Jones. The pass to G. Clock at 6. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. Cavs did have a hard time against other Eastern teams. Had a hard time against any team, really. But in games against the East, Steve, they went 18-34. That's not going to cut it.
No, and the only division that the Cavs really held their own against was the Southeast, which was obviously pretty weak. So this was a Cleveland team that knew it was going to struggle. They did struggle, but again, hope for the future with a lot of young talent. And remember, they got the #1 pick, Anthony Bennett.
Augustine with it. He's got 15. 17-foot shot on the way. And it's Chicago scoring again. Cleveland's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Jack passes to Bennett. Rejected.
Another block.
And here's Augustine. He's got 17. Martin goes in. Augustine, no luck.
Now you can see why the defense is willing to let him take that shot. That's really not his range.
Outside Jack. Dishes it to G. Back to Jack. Dellavedova.
Good defense, but you gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
The Bulls leading by 23. Jones sets the pick for Augustine. Martin kicks to Augustine. He feeds it to Jones. It's stolen by G. Now Jack. 11 points in the game. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Jack's got 13 points.
Well, the pick worked really well there. Nice job taking it right to the tin for the layup.
Well, one of the things you love about Jarrett Jack, other than his leadership,